Lila sat on her bed, staring at the wall covered in photos. Each picture told a story of laughter, friendship, and shared dreams. But one photo stood out the most, a snapshot of her and her best friend, Mia, grinning widely at the beach, the sun setting behind them. That was before Mia moved away. Now, the distance felt like an ocean separating them, and Lila felt lost in the waves of her sadness. Mia had always been the adventurous one, ready to explore the world. When her family announced they were moving across the country, Lila was heartbroken. They had promised to stay in touch, to call and text, but as the weeks turned into months, the communication dwindled. Lila found herself staring at her phone, willing it to ring, hoping for a message that never came. Every day felt heavier without Mia. Lila missed their long talks about everything and nothing, their inside jokes, and the comfort of knowing someone understood her completely. Now, silence filled the spaces where Mia's laughter used to echo. Lila felt like a part of her was missing, like a puzzle piece that would never fit again. One night, as Lila lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, she felt a surge of determination. She didn't want to lose Mia completely. She needed to reach out, to break through the distance that had grown between them. But how? The thought of sending a message made her heart race. What if Mia was too busy? What if she had moved on? With a deep breath, Lila grabbed her phone. She hesitated, her thumb hovering over Mia's name. Memories flooded her mind. Mia's encouraging words when Lila was feeling down, the way they would dream about their futures together. Lila couldn't let fear stop her. She had to try. Typing slowly, she wrote, "Hey, Mia. I've been thinking about you a lot. I miss you. How are you doing?" She stared at the message for what felt like an eternity before finally hitting send. The moment she did, a wave of anxiety washed over her. Would Mia reply? Would she even care? Days passed, and Lila found herself checking her phone constantly, hoping for a response. Finally, one afternoon, a notification popped up. It was from Mia. "Hey, Lila, I miss you too. Things have been really busy here, but I'd love to catch up. How about a video call this weekend?" Lila's heart soared. She couldn't believe it. There was still a connection between them, despite the distance. They arranged the call, and as the weekend approached, Lila felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. What would she say? Would it feel the same? When the day finally arrived, Lila sat in front of her laptop, adjusting her hair and nervously biting her lip. When the screen lit up, there was Mia, looking just as she remembered, her hair a little longer, her smile a little brighter. Lila's heart raced. "Lila!" Mia exclaimed, and suddenly the distance didn't feel so vast. They talked for hours, sharing stories about their lives, laughing about old memories, and discussing their dreams for the future. Lila felt the warmth of their friendship wrap around her, like a cozy blanket on a cold night. "I can't believe how much I've missed this," Mia said, her eyes sparkling with joy. "You always know how to make me laugh." "I've missed you too," Lila replied, her voice full of emotion. "I thought we'd drift apart, but this feels so right." As they talked, Lila realized that even though Mia was far away, their bond was still strong. They were still best friends, and distance couldn't change that. It was a relief to know that they could still support each other, even from afar. After the call ended, Lila felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. She had taken the leap to reconnect, and it had paid off. She understood. Now that relationships could change, but they didn't have to end. The connection they shared was worth nurturing, no matter the distance. In the following weeks, they continued to video call regularly, sharing their daily lives and dreams. Lila found herself inspired by Mia's new adventures, and Mia was excited to hear about Lila's passions. They encouraged each other to pursue their goals, no matter how far apart they were. One evening, as Lila was getting ready for bed, she received a message from Mia that made her smile. "Let's plan a trip to see each other. I want to show you my new city." Lila's heart raced at the thought. "Yes, that would be amazing," she replied. The idea of exploring a new place together filled her with excitement. It was a promise of new memories to be made, of laughter and friendship that would transcend any distance. As time passed, Lila learned to embrace the changes in her life. She realized that distance could be a challenge, but it also opened up new possibilities. Every video call was a reminder that their friendship was strong enough to withstand any obstacle. They were both growing, evolving, and supporting each other along the way. Eventually, the day came when Lila boarded a plane to visit Mia. The moment she stepped off the plane, a wave of joy washed over her. Mia was waiting with open arms, and as they hugged tightly, Lila felt a sense of completeness. The distance that had once felt so daunting had brought them closer together. Their reunion was filled with laughter, adventures, and a deep appreciation for the bond they shared. Lila realized that even though Mia had moved away, their friendship was like a star in the sky, bright and guiding. No matter how far apart they were. As she looked into Mia's eyes, Lila felt a profound sense of hope. They had faced the distance and come out stronger. Together, they could conquer anything, reminding each other that love and friendship knew no boundaries. In that moment, Lila understood the truth behind her journey. She was no longer just a girl feeling distant. She was a friend who had broken through the barriers of distance, reconnecting with a love that would last a lifetime. Lila stood by her window, gazing out at the vibrant sunset. The colors painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, but her heart felt heavy. It had been a few months since she had visited Mia, and although their video calls kept their friendship alive, Lila felt a growing distance once again. The excitement of their reunion was fading, and she longed to feel that connection more deeply. After returning from her trip, Lila had tried to keep in touch with Mia. They talked often, sharing silly stories and life updates, but she missed the spontaneous laughter and warmth of being together in person. The distance felt like a thin veil separating them, and despite their efforts, Lila couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. One evening, as she scrolled through her phone, Lila came across a photo of them from their beach trip. They were both laughing, the waves crashing behind them. A wave of sadness washed over her. She wanted to create more memories like that, but how could she bridge the gap? Determined to find a way, Lila decided to take action. She thought about what they both loved to do together. One of their favorite activities was exploring new places and trying new things. What if she planned a surprise visit to Mia? She could show her how much she cared and revive their friendship in a way that was more meaningful than just calls and messages. With renewed energy, Lila picked up her phone again. She began researching flights to Mia's city. The more she looked into it, the more excited she became. In her mind, she could picture their reunion, the surprise on Mia's face when she saw her. It filled her with hope. After booking her flight, Lila started planning the details of her visit. She wanted it to be special. She made a list of places they could go together. The art museum Mia had mentioned, a popular cafe known for its pastries, and even a hike in the nearby hills. Every detail excited her, and she felt a spark of joy she hadn't felt in a while. As the day of her trip approached, Lila's nerves began to kick in. What if Mia didn't feel the same way? What if she was too busy with her new life? But deep down, Lila knew she had to try. She had to show Mia that their friendship was worth the effort, that she valued their bond despite the miles between them. Finally, the day arrived. Lila packed her bag carefully, making sure to include a small gift for Mia, a handmade bracelet that symbolized their friendship. It was a simple token, but she hoped it would remind Mia of their special connection. When Lila landed in Mia's city, her heart raced with excitement. She took a deep breath, letting the energy of the place fill her. She quickly made her way to the cafe where they had planned to meet. As she walked, memories flooded her mind, each one reminding her of the laughter and joy they had shared. As she entered the cafe, Lila spotted Mia sitting at a corner table, scrolling through her phone. For a moment, Lila hesitated, her heart pounding. What if this didn't go as planned? But then, she remembered all the reasons why she was there. With a big smile, she approached Mia from behind. "Mia," Lila called out, her voice bubbling with excitement. Mia looked up, her eyes widening in surprise. "Lila, what are you doing here?" She jumped up and hugged Lila tightly, and in that moment, the distance vanished. It felt like no time had passed at all. "I wanted to surprise you," Lila exclaimed, grinning from ear to ear. "I missed you so much." "I can't believe you're here," Mia said, pulling back to look at Lila. "This is the best surprise ever." They sat down, and the conversation flowed naturally, just like it always had. They shared stories about their lives, laughing and reminiscing about their time together. Lila felt a warmth in her heart, a reminder of the deep connection they shared. After catching up, Lila pulled out the bracelet she had made. "I wanted you to have this," she said, handing it to Mia. "It's a symbol of our friendship. No matter the distance, you'll always be my best friend." Mia's eyes sparkled with. Lila woke up to the sound of her phone buzzing beside her. It was a message from Mia, a simple "good morning," accompanied by a photo of her breakfast. Lila smiled, feeling warmth spread through her chest. Their daily messages had become a ritual, a way to stay connected despite the miles between them. But as the days turned into weeks, Lila still felt a lingering distance, an unspoken longing for something more. After her surprise visit, Lila thought things would feel easier. They had shared so many laughs and memories that it should have bridged the gap. Yet, with each passing day, Lila felt a tug of sadness. She missed Mia's presence, the way they could talk for hours without running out of things to say. She wanted to make their friendship stronger, but she didn't know how. One afternoon, as she sat in her favorite cafe, Lila took out her notebook. She had always loved writing, using it as a way to express her thoughts and feelings. Maybe if she wrote Mia a letter, it would help her articulate what was in her heart. She wanted to tell Mia how much she meant to her and how important their friendship was. With each word, Lila poured her emotions onto the page. She wrote about how she missed their adventures, their late-night talks, and how Mia had always been her biggest supporter. She captured the essence of their friendship, the laughter they shared, and the dreams they had for the future. As she wrote, Lila felt a sense of hope building inside her. After finishing the letter, Lila decided to send it as a surprise. Instead of a text, she would mail it, adding a personal touch. It felt more meaningful, like a small treasure that Mia would appreciate. She carefully folded the letter and placed it in an envelope, addressing it with care. The next day, Lila dropped the letter in the mailbox, her heart racing with excitement. She hoped it would brighten Mia's day and remind her of their special bond. It felt like a step toward closing the gap that had formed between them. A few days later, Lila received a video call from Mia. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw Mia's face on the screen, beaming with happiness. "Lila, I got your letter. It was so sweet," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "You have no idea how much it meant to me." Lila felt a wave of relief wash over her. "I'm glad you liked it. I just wanted to remind you how important you are to me." "I miss you so much," Mia said, her voice filled with emotion. "It's hard being apart, but your letter made me realize that our friendship is still strong. We just need to keep working at it." As they talked, Lila felt a renewed sense of hope. She realized that they both loved their friendship and were willing to put in the effort to make it thrive. They made a plan to have regular video calls, setting a specific day each week to catch up. It gave Lila something to look forward to, a way to stay connected and strengthen their bond. Over the next few weeks, their calls became a highlight of Lila's week. They shared updates about their lives, discussed their dreams, and even planned future trips together. Lila felt the distance starting to fade, replaced by a growing sense of intimacy and understanding. One evening, during one of their calls, Mia suggested something exciting. What if we do a virtual book club? We could read the same book and discuss it together. Layla's eyes lit up. That sounds amazing. I love that idea. They quickly chose a book they both wanted to read, and Lila felt enthusiasm bubbling inside her. It was another way to bond, to share their thoughts and opinions, and to feel closer despite the miles. As they read together, Lila discovered a new side of their friendship. They enjoyed discussing the characters and themes, sharing their interpretations and feelings. It felt like they were exploring a new world together, and Lila cherished the moments they spent dissecting the story. One day, after finishing a particularly emotional chapter, Lila felt inspired. Mia, you know how we always talked about our dreams? What if we started working toward them together, like a team? Mia's face lit up. I love that idea. We could hold each other accountable, help each other achieve our goals. It would be like having a built-in cheerleader. That night, they decided to create a shared vision board online, filled with their dreams and aspirations. Lila added her goal of traveling more, while Mia included her dream of starting a small business. They spent hours discussing their ambitions and what steps they could take to make them a reality. With each conversation, Lila felt a sense of purpose growing within her. She realized that they were not just friends, but partners in each other's journeys. They were building a foundation of support that would strengthen their bond even further. As the weeks passed, Lila began to feel more connected to Mia than ever. The physical distance still existed, but it no longer felt like a barrier. Their friendship had transformed into something more profound, a connection rooted in mutual support and understanding. One evening, as Lila prepared for their weekly call, she reflected on how far they had come. She felt grateful for the effort they both had put into rebuilding their friendship. It was a reminder that true connections could withstand any challenge. When the call started, Mia looked excited. Lila, I have some big news. I'm starting my small business. Layla's heart soared. That's amazing, Mia. I'm so proud of you. I couldn't have done it without your support, Mia said, her voice sincere. You've been my inspiration. And you've inspired me too, Lila replied, feeling a rush of gratitude. We're in this together. As they talked about Mia's plans, Lila felt a deep sense of hope. They were both pursuing their dreams while holding each other up. It was a beautiful reminder that distance didn't have to mean separation. It could also mean growth and new opportunities. As the call came to an end, Lila felt a sense of fulfillment. She had learned that friendship required effort, but it was worth every moment. They had both broken through the barriers that distance had created, reconnecting in a way that brought them closer than ever. With a smile on her face, Lila closed her laptop, her heart light. She was no longer just a girl feeling distant. She was a friend who had embraced the journey of reconnecting, breaking through barriers, and nurturing a bond that would last a lifetime. Lila sat at her desk, gazing out of the window. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the trees. It was beautiful, but Lila felt a pang of sadness in her heart. Although she had been working hard to reconnect with Mia, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was still missing. They had built a strong foundation of support, but she longed for more. She missed the moments they could share in person, the laughter, the adventures, and the little things that made their friendship special. Since their last call, Lila had been thinking about how to deepen their connection. She wanted to show Mia that their friendship was important to her, not just through words, but through actions. That's when an idea struck her. Why not plan a special surprise for Mia? Something that would make her feel cherished and remind her of their bond. Lila grabbed her notebook and started brainstorming. She remembered how much Mia loved surprises. In the past, they had planned spontaneous adventures together, exploring new places and trying new things. This time, Lila wanted to bring a piece of their shared history into the present. After some thought, Lila decided to create a personalized care package for Mia. She would fill it with little reminders of their friendship, photos from their beach trip, her favorite snacks, a handwritten letter, and other small items that held special meaning. It would be a way for Mia to feel connected to Lila, even from afar. With excitement bubbling inside her, Lila set out to gather everything she needed. She printed out some photos, carefully selecting the ones that captured their happiest moments. Together, she added a few of Mia's favorite candies, along with a small bottle of the perfume they both loved. Lastly, she wrote a heartfelt letter, expressing her feelings about their friendship and how much Mia meant to her. Once everything was packed neatly in the box, Layla felt a sense of accomplishment. She had poured her heart into this care package, hoping it would brighten Mia's day. She knew that even though they were apart, she could still show her love in meaningful ways. The next day, Leela headed to the post office, her heart racing with anticipation. As she dropped the package in the mail, she felt a wave of hope wash over her. This was more than just a box of gifts. It was a symbol of their connection. She pictured Mia's face lighting up when she received it, and that thought made her smile. Days passed, and Lila eagerly awaited Mia's response. She checked her phone often, hoping for a message that would let her know the package had arrived. Finally, one evening, as she was preparing dinner, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Mia. "Lila, I got your package today. Thank you so much. I can't believe how thoughtful you are. I loved everything, especially the photos. They brought back so many great memories." Lila felt a rush of happiness. "I'm so glad. I wanted you to feel connected to me, even from far away." Mia replied quickly, "You have no idea how much it means to me. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything here, but your package made my day." Lila's heart swelled with joy. She realized that this small gesture had made a big impact. It was a reminder that friendship required effort, and that effort was worth it. They talked for a while, sharing their thoughts and feelings, and Lila felt the distance between them shrinking once again. As their conversations continued, Lila and Mia started to plan their next adventure. With each passing day, Lila felt more determined to keep her friendship with Mia strong. Their virtual art project had brought them closer, but she still felt the weight of distance between them. While their conversations flowed easily, she longed for more shared experiences, moments that felt real and tangible. One weekend, while cleaning her room, Lila stumbled upon an old scrapbook filled with memories from their childhood. As she flipped through the pages, a wave of nostalgia washed over her. There were photos from school trips, silly notes they had passed in class, and drawings they had created together. Each page told a story, reminding Lila of the bond they had formed over the years. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she created a digital scrapbook to share with Mia? It could be a way to revisit their memories and celebrate their friendship, even from afar. Lila couldn't contain her excitement. She grabbed her laptop and began to work on the project right away. Lila spent hours gathering photos and creating pages filled with captions that told the story of their friendship. She included pictures from their beach trip, their first day of high school, and even the silly moments that made them laugh. As she worked, she felt a sense of hope. This scrapbook would be a bridge back to the memories that had brought them together in the first place. Once she finished, Lila felt proud of her creation. She knew that sharing it with Mia would show her how much she valued their friendship. With a few clicks, she sent it to Mia, her heart racing with anticipation. A few minutes later, her phone buzzed. It was Mia. "Lila, I just opened the scrapbook. It's amazing. I can't believe you put all this together. It brought back so many memories." Layla smiled, feeling a rush of happiness. "I'm so glad you liked it. I wanted to remind you of all the fun we've had together." "You mean a lot to me." "I mean a lot to you?" "You mean the world to me," Mia replied. "This makes me feel so connected to you, even though we're far apart." Their conversation flowed naturally, and Lila felt the distance between them shrinking once again. They spent the rest of the day sharing stories about their favorite memories from the scrapbook, laughing and reminiscing about the good times. Lila realized how much she had missed sharing those moments with Mia. After their chat, Lila felt inspired to take their connection even further. She wanted to create new memories, not just revisit old ones. That's when she thought of another idea. What if they started a shared blog? They could write about their lives, their dreams, and their experiences. It would be a creative outlet and a way to keep their friendship alive. The next day, Layla called Mia. "What do you think about starting a blog together? We could write about our adventures, even if they're different right now." Mia's eyes lit up. "That sounds like so much fun. I love that idea. It would be a great way to stay connected and share our thoughts." They quickly set up the blog and decided on a theme: 2 friends, 1 journey. They would take turns posting about their lives, sharing stories, and even creating challenges for each other. It was a way to keep things fresh and exciting. Even from a distant dot, as they began to write, Lila felt a sense of purpose. Each post became a piece of their friendship, a reminder that they were in this together. They wrote about their daily lives, their struggles, and their achievements. Lila found joy in sharing her experiences, and Mia did too. They commented on each other's posts, cheering each other on and providing support. One day, Lila wrote about a new hobby she had picked up: gardening. She shared her struggles with growing plants and her excitement when she finally saw flowers bloom. Mia responded with a post about her journey into cooking, detailing her attempts at making new recipes. They laughed at their failures and celebrated their successes, reminding each other that it was okay to try and fail. As the blog grew, so did their connection. They began to challenge each other to new experiences. Mia encouraged Lila to take a photography class, while Lila challenged Mia to try a new sport. Each challenge became an adventure, and they cherished the opportunity to support each other. One evening, as Lila sat on her porch, she reflected on how far they had come. They had turned their feelings of distance into a creative partnership filled with hope and joy. The blog had become a safe space for them to express themselves and share their journeys, reminding them that they were still very much a part of each other's lives. But Lila still wanted to take things a step further. She decided it was time to plan another visit. She knew how much they both cherished their time together, and she wanted to create more memories in person. She began looking into flights, excited at the thought of surprising Mia once again. After booking her flight, Lila felt a rush of anticipation. She couldn't wait to see Mia's reaction. This time, she wanted to organize a weekend filled with activities they had dreamed of doing together. She envisioned a day at the art museum, a picnic in the park, and even a visit to that cafe they loved. When the day of her trip arrived, Lila felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She boarded the plane with a smile, ready to embark on another adventure. As she landed in Mia's city, her heart raced with joy. She quickly made her way to the cafe, where they had first met Dot as Lila entered. She spotted Mia sitting at a table, scrolling through her phone. She took a deep breath and approached her from behind. "Guess who's back?" Lila exclaimed. Mia looked up, her eyes widening in surprise. "Lila, you're here." She jumped up and wrapped her arms around Lila, and in that moment, everything felt right. The distance that had once felt daunting melted away. The two friends spent the weekend creating new memories together. They explored the art museum, took countless photos, and even had a picnic under the sun. Each moment was filled with laughter and joy, reminding them both of the deep bond they shared. Dot, as their weekend came to an end, Lila looked at Mia and smiled. "I'm so grateful for our friendship." Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling. "Me too. We've come so far, and I know we can keep this going." They promised to continue their blog, to keep supporting each other, and to plan more visits in the Yamgu future. As Lila boarded her flight home, she felt a sense of fulfillment. She had taken the steps to reconnect with Mia, and their friendship had blossomed in ways she never thought possible. She was no longer just a girl feeling distant. She was a friend who had broken through barriers and built bridges of connection, nurturing a bond that would last a lifetime. Lila returned home from her visit with Mia feeling lighter than she had in months. Their weekend together had filled her heart with joy and reminded her of the deep bond they shared. But as the days passed, she began to feel the familiar pang of distance creeping back in. Even though they were committed to their blog and video calls, Lila couldn't shake the feeling that something was still missing, something tangible that would keep their friendship strong. One evening, as Lila sat at her desk working on a post for their blog, an idea struck her. What if they created a series of challenges for each other? It could be a fun way to keep their friendship alive and encourage each other to try new things. Lila envisioned challenges that would not only bring them closer, but also help them grow individually. Excited by the thought, Lila sent Mia a message. "How about we create a challenge series? We can set goals for ourselves and support each other along the way. What do you think?" Mia replied almost instantly. "I love that idea. Let's do it. We can start small and then build up to bigger challenges." They agreed to each suggest a challenge every week, and they would share their experiences on the blog. Lila felt a rush of excitement at the thought of coming up with creative tasks. It was a way to keep their connection vibrant and ensure they continued to support one another. The next day, Lila thought deeply about her first challenge. She wanted it to be something that would push both of them a little outside their comfort zones. Finally, an idea came to her. They would have a week of random acts of kindness. Each day, they would perform a small act of kindness for someone else, and then share their experiences on the blog. When she shared the challenge with Mia, her friend immediately loved it. "This sounds amazing. I can't wait to see what we both come up with." As the week began, Lila felt a sense of purpose. She started by baking cookies for her neighbor, who had been feeling unwell. Seeing the smile on the neighbor's face made her heart swell with happiness. That simple act of kindness not only brightened someone else's day, but also reminded Lila of the joy of giving. Mia shared her own experiences on the blog, writing about helping a local animal shelter by volunteering her time. Lila felt inspired by Mia's efforts and realized how much they were both growing through this challenge. They were not only connecting with each other, but also making a positive impact on the world around them. As the week went on, Lila and Mia posted about their acts of kindness, sharing photos and stories that showcased their experiences. Each post was filled with joy, laughter, and encouragement. They cheered each other on, celebrating the small victories and discussing the challenges they faced. Lila felt a renewed sense of hope as she saw how their friendship continued to thrive. Despite the distance, after the week of kindness, Lila felt ready for the next challenge. She proposed a 30-day gratitude challenge, where they would each write down 3 things they were grateful for every day. This would not only help them appreciate the good in their